So, guys, since we're on the topic of wild out ladies, hey, guys, can we not talk about the merch in the chat right now? Because all of y'all can contact me offline, okay? We'll talk after the podcast, if that makes sense. I got you, all right? I mean, tell them to buy the merch, but I'm saying, like, if we're having delivery issues and all, we can handle that in a minute. Don't worry about it. I got you. I promise. Okay? So, I'm still working on some stuff with that. There's a lot to it. I just, it is what it is. So, in our next story, guys, since we're talking about couples, I guess you would say. Let's talk about couples, okay? Let's talk about couples. Let's talk about red flags for a hot second. This really super funny clip came into me regarding a groom who was like super intoxicated at his own wedding. And it's not funny per se, but it is freaking hilarious. I'm not gonna lie, it is funny. So the question is, if your significant other came to your wedding this intoxicated, would you still marry them? I'm gonna let y'all look at it and then y'all can tell me how you feel about it, okay? Check this out. All right, so this is the groom on the left. If they're speaking another language, please don't ask me what they're saying. But we can, it's speaking for itself. Would you do it? I don't know. He can't even stand up. Is that legal? I don't even know. I don't even know if that's legal. Man, this chat thing is weird.
Объявляю вас мужем и женой.
Do you do the kiss? Do you do the kiss? No, you don't do the kiss. You absolutely don't do the kiss. Or maybe they did the kiss later. But here's the question, guys. Is this a red flag for your relationship? If your significant other decides that they want to get this intoxicated right before you take your nuptials and not even be able to stand up by themselves, not even be able to put the ring on your finger. Like, would she have been wrong for saying, you know what, I don't want to do this? Or would somebody else have been wrong for stepping in and saying, I don't even think he's mentally capable of signing this contract right now, so to speak? And see, that's the thing. We got to be careful, guys, all right, as adults. Johnny Boy, thanks for stopping in the chat over there. We got to be careful about that, guys. If you go, for anybody that hasn't been part of, some people that watch this show haven't been part of like bachelor parties. They don't have no friends. Things happen, right? But the groomsmen have a responsibility as well to not overdo it the night before the wedding like that. We've all watched Hangover. They made 3 of them. You see what I'm saying? You got to keep it calm, fellas. This is embarrassing. Imagine what their wedding pictures are going to look like. They don't have no good wedding pictures because he was sloshed. So I'm just being honest, man. Alcohol in and of itself be messing people up, man. He could have, I'm not going to say he could have done a bunch of other drugs, but I'm just saying he didn't have to get that drunk. Like, and that had to be recent, or maybe that's just a super hangover. I don't know. We'll see. Well, hopefully they make it, because a lot of couples don't make it. And to me, this seems kind of like this might be a little bit of a red flag that he may either have a drinking problem or have a self-control problem when it comes to drinking. Like, he don't know when to stop whenever he does drink. There's some people that are just alcoholics. They just drink every day. They're always kind of buzzed. And if they're not, they're on the way to get that, right? Then there's folks that just every time they drink, which doesn't have to be every day, but they never know when to stop. They like irresponsible with their shit. You see what I'm saying? So he might be one of those. So maybe their relationship flourishes. They have wonderful children, multiple generations of lineage. But just being honest, I think she would have been forgiven if she decided, you know what, maybe we put this off a couple hours. Let this man sober up a little bit. I don't know. Guys, am I tripping? Am I tripping on that? I don't know. Let me see what's in the chat here. Yo, Brix, I see you in the chat, man. You're right, though. The Hangover movies, the actual drunken parts, they always had in like pictures at the end of the movie. So it was stuff you didn't actually get to see during the movie. I think you're right. The movie might have been more interesting if they did that. No, I get it. I get it. It's tough to know when to stop sometimes. But you still got to know. You still responsible for it. I hate to say it. You know, I know sometimes you don't know if that fifth shot of Tito's is going to be the one. But, you know, you got to stop around 2 and assess the situation, okay? Then you got to wait like an hour and then reassess the situation. And then you have to try to assess the situation from what would be considered a sober mind, even though you've already become intoxicated. It's a process, so I get it. I get it. But when you have something real important to do the next morning, like get married, you know, don't overdo it. That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Some people drink more than others, but I'm just saying at that second, third shot, if that's within, let's say, an hour or so, you got to pause and reassess the situation. You got to give yourself a moment. Give your body a second to metabolize the shit. Didn't y'all see that in science about blood alcohol content? You got to stop doing that in that first hour. That first hour gets you every time because you don't feel nothing at first. And so you bang, 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 bang. You 5-6 shots in an hour. That second hour is going to be a different life. That's all I'm going to say. That second hour becomes a whole different life. So congrats to the couple that got married. I'll at least give them that. Hopefully they make it. All right. You said here they won't marry you if you're that intoxicated. I think that's what, in Canada? Yeah, in Canada, they won't marry you if you're like drunk, right? But here's the thing. In America, technically, you're not allowed to sign a contract when you're inebriated, legally, right? So a marriage is a legal contract. So if you're overly intoxicated, you could make the case that you weren't even in the correct mental state to sign a contract. So that's why they shouldn't allow you to do that here. So I don't know if they do. I've never been to a wedding where the groom was like that messed up and it had to be a conversation. But I would assume that they would either pause it, like give it a couple hours, let the, you know, guests know that we're working on it. Something like that. I don't think they would force nobody to do that. I don't know. I'm sure some of y'all have been there. Yeah, you're right, Brix. You're supposed to wait till the reception, but once again, we discussed people that don't know how to drink. You've seen the commercials, right? What do they say at the end of the commercial every time? Drink responsibly. Because you know if you drink 6 shots of Tito's, you're going to be messed up. And don't let nothing in your drunk ass brain tell you different. That's how you get past it. I'm trying to help the people here. You know good and well, if you count 4 or 5 shots going into your mouth, you need to stop. Stop listening to your drunk brain saying, yo, I don't feel nothing yet. Idiots. Y'all know better. Drink responsibly, okay? Everybody. That's a message to everybody. People dying out here in alcohol-related crashes every day. More so than any other substance at all. More so than crack and weed and all this other stuff. Alcohol-related crashes kill people every day. You know why? Because then people don't be drinking responsibly. Out there just driving halfway off the road but think they're going straight. That's not the sober mind. So I'm not trying to do a freaking PSA here. I'm just saying. Well, see, here's the thing.